of our polygyny series. And one of the things we want to highlight is what was the goal behind this. And we wanted to point out common errors and unrealistic expectations of people who really want to do polygyny right. Okay, today we're going to concentrate a bit more. We're going to do a little bit more on the polygyny issues for women. That's coming right up. We're going to put some balance in it today.
Exactly.
And now the first one, though, this is for both of you, okay? That is, be flexible. Be flexible in your agreements. Things are not
set in stone. You know, you just don't write this thing in concrete and think it's going to be okay. You know, or it's in iron. It's not.
Right. So the schedule, the agreements, and the things that you come up with, the needs of folks change.
Exactly. It's going to have to be tweaked, and some things going to have to, you know, change as things go along.
Life will change. You can have an illness to change stuff, a death. Change in people get sick. Someone may need to change jobs. You may have to rework your schedule. You may have to change the location of housing. Be flexible. Number two. Implementation. Discuss how you're going to do things. People, that's what they do. They talk and they talk.
And then they talk and then they talk. Right.
We talk so much about what we agree about. And then we think that because we agree,
that it's just going to naturally fall into place.
Right. That, you know, how it's going to happen. It's just going to happen because we agree. Oh, no. You have to discuss the implementation of how you're going to do something.
So, and what you really have been talking about, what you've been interested in, some brothers, is that she agreed to do polygyny. You know, and, you know, here's low-hanging fruit at this point, you know. Oh,
and that's really what it is.
Right.
You just talk about what you agree about. And you grab the low-hanging fruit because you're just so happy that someone is echoing what it is that what you want.
No, that they would do polygyny. Okay, that's what you're happy about, and that's understandable. But we have to push, you know, a little
beyond
bit further
that.
Than that. Exactly.
You know, the shock that she will do polygyny is not a method for selection.
Exactly, it's not. You know, just because she do polygyny doesn't. And I know we say, well, not every woman is going to do polygyny, and not every woman will do polygyny. And maybe they may be far and few in between. But just because it's that few and it's the first one you ran up on, don't mean that's the first one you marry.
Right, because she's talking right and she's willing. That doesn't mean that she's
right, because you need to. It's a little bit more involved in finding out more about her and to do your situations mesh correctly.
How does a married man court to get
the same way he courted his existing wife?
I agree.
If you did it right.
If you did it right. If
you go through the necessary requirements, the processes that it takes place to get married. You know, you inquire about a sister, you get to her wakil, you talk her wali, and you know, you see if she's interested in something, then you find out if you guys can have some compatibility, and then
you know, set up some meetings appropriately.
Right.
You know, and you say, well, my wife, she's not going to be okay with that type of dialogue. I mean, you do have to be respectful.
Exactly. Now,
you know, you can't sit there in the bed at night, laying there beside your wife,
talking to another woman
and
on the phone.
Texting to another woman. On the phone or texting. Don't do it. Don't do it. And then you're wondering, why is it she doesn't agree with polygyny? That's why. That's disrespectful.
Right.
You can't do that. But when you're transparent, you're open about what it is that you're doing, most of the time the wives, they flip because they didn't know.
Right.
Or she knew and she was just somebody who was just going to flip about the idea of polygyny. Anyway, and you knew that, so don't be surprised.
But still, you need to be able to do it right, do it honorably, do it respectfully, because at the end of the day, you want God to bless your union.
Right.
So,
but it's when she finds the sexting.
Oh yeah, and you done went beyond limits, and I'm beyond.
Because this happened, we're not gonna sit here and act like it.
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. Y'all have exchanged pictures of private parts and your wife sees that, however she sees it, do know she will be hot.
Right.
And she is not going to embrace this relationship, this polygynous relationship.
Right.
It's already sensitive.
Right. And then you just done throw fire on top of a fire.
Right. You just light fluid everywhere.
Okay, everywhere. It ain't even kerosene. This is pure straight lighter fluid.
You know, we talk about the sensitivities of polygyny, and something people say is, I just really want to get along with my co-wife. And that can be a really good thing. But we warn you against, and Hassan this is an issue for him.
Yeah, I mean, don't be a better co-wife than you are a wife.
Right, because you're just so connected with her, and y'all
are you trying to be as good as you can, and you want to respect her, and then you wind up disrespecting your husband.
Right. You're connected with this woman in a family unit because you're married to the same man. This is your primary role here, to be his wife.
Exactly.
Don't make your relationship with your so important that one or both of you ignore your husband.
Exactly.
No, because it can happen that the women get along great because y'all work so hard to create your sisterhood, but you can't stand your husband.
I mean, and then you treating him like crazy, and
but you a good co-wife.
Wife, man, she a great co-wife,
But you're an awful wife. Remember which relationship comes first.
Exactly.
Now, back to the whole thing about sisterhood. Don't pre-plan your relationship with her. People say, I want she and I to be friends. Or, there's the folks who say,
I don't talk to her.
I don't want to know her at all. Matter of fact, if you do it, make sure she lives in a whole
another city,
another state, another city. I don't want her anywhere around me. Or I just want to be cordial to her. I don't want all that closeness, friendship stuff. This is not about you, or all about you.
True. Right.
There's another person here. They have their own ideas about what they want to do, or what they don't
want to do. Exactly.
With you also. Let that relationship with your co-wife develop on its own. You don't get to dictate how the two of you flow. There's someone else to take into consideration.
Exactly. Definitely.
All right. So, to the existing wife, it may seem very nice to inform her of the new wife, of the preferences and likes and dislikes of the husband, but only to a degree.
Right.
We warn you about seeking to influence their marriage to the extent that it echoes or mimics the marriage that you have with this man.
Right.
For example, you tell a girl, I'm going to tell you, he don't like potato salad, and he doesn't like fish. No. He don't like your potato salad.
He's not eating your fish. He may like mine.
He may like hers.
Right.
He may like something with you and you only, and he really prefers not to have that experience with the wife coming in.
Exactly.
Informing her of the things that he does or does not like to do because it's not been an issue or a tradition in your marriage does not mean it won't be in theirs.
Exactly. They have a right to form their own, common interests. And you have to let that, and even if you see something forming that doesn't form with you, understand that also that you have something that's not going to form
with them.
They're
doing their own
thing. And you allow them the opportunity to do that. As long as he's doing right by you, that's going to be the main thing. But try not to, and I know people will say, well, I'm not trying to influence their relationship.
I'm just trying to help out.
I'm just trying to help out. But
there's only so much heads up that you can give her without appearing big-headed.
Exactly.
And in the way.
In the way. Right.
Let them form and develop their own system, traditions, family unit, independent of you and the one that y'all have.
Exactly.
Together.
Exactly.